What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Laced Up Podcast. It's going to be a good one for you today. In the words of Steve Harvey, we got Chase Roberts with us today. Super excited. He might be one of the few people that gives me a run for my money on my smile. I notice in all his videos, everyone always tells me, you got a good smile. And I'm like, got Chase Roberts on here, excuse me. And he's going to make me look dumb. So give us a little intro on yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from American Forks. I'm a local kid and grew up there. I love sports. Like, that's been my passion. Football mainly. Ever since I was little, just loved football, but really all sports. And just grew up there with my little brother, older sister, and my fam. So
just three kids?
Just three of us. I'm the middle child. So
there you go. Middle child, me too.
There you go.
That's how you say older sister?
I have an older sister, yeah.
And younger brother.
And a little bro.
There you go. That's the exact same as me. How young, like what's the age gap there between you and your sister?
We're all 4 years apart.
Oh, really?
So my sister's 25, 26 almost, and then little brother's about to graduate from high school. He's 17.
That's way cool.
Yeah.
What's your relationship like with your brother? Like, for me, it was a 2-year gap, so a little closer. Yeah. So we're super tight. We grew up best friends. We played basketball, football together our whole life. So, like, how's it been? Like, what's your relationship with him?
The age gap's a little bigger with the 4 years, but we've been homies. We always play football, basketball, baseball together. Ever since we were little, tackling in the front room, playing knee football, right? All that stuff. And, I'm super close with both my siblings and my parents as well. We do everything together, and we're very close, and I'm grateful for that and the love that they have for me, the examples that each of them have given me in my life. So grateful.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
That's one thing, just looking through your Instagram and like kind of your bio, kind of reading up on you before I had you come on. Family and like it seems to be a big part for you, your family.
Huge.
How did that kind of influence the way you grew up and the way you were raised, having a close family?
Yeah, I mean, I think my dad has been just the greatest example of love towards my mom, towards the people around him at work. Everyone I meet that knows my dad, they say your dad, my dad is the best guy they've met. And it makes me want to, follow in his footsteps and just be that light to others. So when they talk about me to their friends, they'll say, Chase is just a great dude. Like, he's loyal, he's honest, he's, just has a light to him. And that's kind of what I try to emulate is my dad and his example.
That's super cool. Would you say your dad is your role model?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's way cool. Was your dad a football player? Or?
Yeah, he was. He played at BYU as well. So he was a free safety. Yeah. So he was a headhunter. He was one of those defensive guys that just flew down and there you go on special teams and would nail dudes. So I'm more, catch the ball, run out of bounds type of guy. But, I always, try to emulate his game as well and be a little mean on the field.
You got to have a little bit of
it. Yeah, exactly.
Right? That's cool. What would you say? So I know obviously your dad's your role model. Having a close family is always a big influence. But what would you say your biggest why is?
Yeah.
For like why you play football?
Yeah, I feel like the biggest why and why I came to BYU really is because it's the religious institution, the religious part of it. I've always loved the gospel, and it's been a big part of my life, especially growing up. I always wanted to serve a mission and be like Jesus Christ and to spread the gospel to as many people as I can. I feel like BYU is the best place to do that. So playing on the big stage, especially the Big 12 now, being able to represent, and glorify God, I feel like is my biggest motivation and the reason I play football and practice and do all these, crazy things we have to do, because it gets hard sometimes. But when I think about glorifying God and, representing Jesus Christ, that keeps me going, and it makes me want to be better and make plays.
That's super cool. I think it's like, what I think is interesting about that, I feel like usually it's hard for me to integrate like a spiritual side into football.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you got your spiritual side of you, and then you got like the nasty side of you,
exactly,
that plays football. And so usually when you ask someone what their why is, it's like, maybe like a family member, some sort of internal motivation, like maybe someone, disrespected them one time or something.
Yeah.
And so that's really interesting to me to hear that. I've never heard anybody whose why truly was to share the gospel and to serve Jesus Christ. I think that's really cool. That's not easy to do, and so I think it speaks a lot about you. And you can tell just being around you, like, I definitely need to be better about that, and I'm not the best example of that, but you do a really good job of, like, sharing your light, even just in, like, the way you carry yourself. Would you say that's just your parents, the way you were raised, or how do you carry that about you all the time?
I mean, a big part of it is my dad and my mom, just the way they live and wanting to emulate them. I don't know. It's just always been in me to kind of put him first. And I feel like really it was my mission. Before that, it was more just I wanted to be nasty and play football, you know. But after I served a mission in Canada, it really opened my eyes to, you know, I can make football a way to glorify him and to do missionary work. It's not just these 2 years that I get to share the gospel, but the rest of my life as an athlete, as a human being, as a student at BYU. And one thing my mission president told me was, every time you catch a football, like, that's glorifying God. So, like, put everything into being able to catch that football, right? So that was a big part of why I, you know, attribute, I guess, or try to focus, you know, my success and my work ethic towards glorifying him.
Dude, that's super awesome. Yeah. And that actually, now that you brought up your mission, I do want to ask you about that, because I actually just learned this the other day. So for those of you who don't know, we have a mutual friend, and so I knew, you know, one of my companions on my mission was friends with him, and so I'd see his emails a little bit. But you have a very unique mission because you served in Canada, but with the Filipino people, right?
Yes.
So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I was able to speak the Filipino language, the Tagalog language is what they call it. And I was kind of in that same area my whole mission, just around those people.
Was there like a dense population of them in like one certain area? Or?
Yeah. So right in Calgary, there's more northern Calgary, there was a ward that met, and it was where kind of all the Filipinos were. And that's where my apartment was and where I stayed like 20 months of my mission.
Oh, wow.
That same ward. So there was one ward that I served in, which was pretty crazy. But the people are amazing, and they became truly my family.
That's way cool.
Yeah.
Do you know why there's so, like, I would have never thought there's Filipinos in Canada. Is there a reason why they're there?
I mean, it's open to anyone, all immigrants to come in and to have, you know, make money and to help their family back in the Philippines, to get them, you know, back over to Calgary or to the U.S. So just a way to make money, and it's open for them. So there's a lot of different cultures actually in Calgary.
I didn't realize
Filipinos,
that. Yeah. That's super cool. So obviously, like, you have this strong spiritual side of you. Was BYU, and you hit a little bit on BYU as kind of, you know, where you wanted to go. Was that always, like, was it always BYU? Like, was that always, like, the end goal? It's like, if BYU offers me, I'm committing, I'm going there.
And it wasn't always like that, no. I was offered by BYU my sophomore year, so I was pretty young, and I still had a couple more years. I actually did commit when I was offered my sophomore year, and, you know, it felt right, but it was also still like, okay, I'm going to kind of leave my options open a little bit. Started getting a couple, you know, some more offers, Utah, and it was like, okay, like Utah, like it's pretty Pac-12, like stuff like that, yeah. And then USC came in, and like other schools, and I was like, okay, maybe I want to go, you know, just be a football player, you know, and just go ball out, whatever. But still, that, especially after the mission, I knew that I needed to stick with that commitment at BYU and use that to glorify God.
That's cool. What was because I didn't realize you had USC. What was your biggest offer coming out of high school?
Probably USC. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No, they kind of, once they heard I was going on a mission, they were skeptical. And that was also part of the journey of, okay, I'm probably just going to stick at BYU.
Let me ask you this. It was, because, like, growing up, for me, it was always like, yeah, I'm going to serve a mission, And it's like, wait, now I'm good at football. Yeah. And it's like, you know, they always say, like, make the decision beforehand so you don't have to make that decision, like, in the moment, right? Mm-hmm. But there was that, like, do I really want to go on a mission now that I have, like, offers to play football? Like, I'm getting attention from colleges that are going to pay for my school, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
was that ever a thing for you, or were you pretty dead set that you were gone?
I was pretty dead set on a mission. It was kind of just something, like as a Roberts, that my dad always told me, it's something you just do, you know?
Yeah.
And ever since I was little, I was like, all right, you go on a mission when you turn 18. And so, yeah, once USC offered, I told them right away, like, hey, I'm going to serve a mission, and I don't know if that impacts anything. And they're like, well, we want you to come play next year and stuff like that. So that was kind of like the time I was like, I'm going to commit to BYU. That's the place I'm going. And I told Utah as well.
Yeah, no, I think it's really cool. You said as a Roberts, it was just like a thing. You just go on a mission. For a while, I didn't really know how I felt about that. Is like I always kind of believed like you should go on the mission for the right reason, which I still do. But at the end of the day, I think whatever it takes to get you out there, just because I'm so grateful for my experience, it's like, dude, I don't care. As weird as it sounds, I don't care if it's a girl saying you should go. I don't care if it's a dad, a mom, like, or just like someone just paying for it, so you're just going. Yeah. Anything to get you out there, I think is. I
totally agree. And you meet obviously like your companions and people on the mission that do go out for reasons and like that, you know, or totally different. And you see them change as well. And just what a mission does when you're out there. I mean, you're serving the Lord 24/7, right? As you go to bed, you wake up and you have the same kind of schedule, and it changes you for the better. You know? No matter what reason you go out for, it's something that's very special, and I'm grateful I was able to serve.
100%.
Yeah.
How do you, when you came back from your mission, how was your process transitioning back into football? Was it hard for you, or?
Yeah, I had surgery right as I got home, which actually was kind of a blessing, you know, so I didn't have to get thrown in right away. It was more of a gradual progression, being able to watch and learn from the older guys. So coming back was obviously hard, but it was, you know, everything worked out.
What did you have surgery on?
My hip. So I had, really? Yeah, some problems in high school. I thought it would heal on the mission, but right as I got home, I needed surgery, and yeah, but it got all healed up, and it was fine.
So your first year back, was that 2021?
Yeah, so March 2021, I got home.
Okay.
And then redshirted my freshman year. Redshirted that year, and then my freshman year was last year.
Right.
So now I'll be a redshirt sophomore.
Okay, cool. And you obviously had you came in and did really well this year pretty early in the season. Then I think you battled with some injuries. What was your first game where you, was Baylor your first game you played in? Like, did you play in games before that, and that was just the first game you popped off on, or what?
So I played, the first game I ever played in for BYU was the USF, so Southern Florida, in Florida. And I had a couple catches.
That was the season opener, right?
That was the season opener, the first game. So I did play in that one, and then Baylor was our first home game, but our second game that, you know, a couple of wide receivers went down, Gunner and Puka, and they were expecting me to step up, and I was able to play pretty well, which was fun.
Dude, that Baylor game, I remember I was watching it, and it was like, you really went off. I think that was when I knew who you were, and I think people knew who you were, who were from Utah, because you're, you know, when you're a high recruit in Utah, people know who you are. But that was when you really put yourself on a national stage, and it was an ESPN game, right?
Yeah.
A night game where everybody's watching, and it's at Lavelle Edwards. How did that feel to kind of go crazy that game?
That was one of the most amazing, you know, moments of my life. And I knew beforehand, I've had a little spiritual experience before, just, you know, everything kind of lined up, and I felt, you know, kind of Heavenly Father speak to me and say, hey, this is your game. Use this, you know, this time to glorify me, kind of like I was talking about before. And I was able to make some plays to do that and be in that situation where I was able to score a touchdown, and then we won the game, which kind of put BYU on the map, and I was able to share a little missionary message after as well, and post it on Twitter, and with more eyes on me, it was able to, you know, kind of go out to more people, which was cool.
Yeah, that's way cool. What would you say your favorite sport experiences that you've had? Like a game, a catch?
I mean, that has to be it. That Baylor, yeah. The catch that Jaron threw, the touchdown, was right before half.
Oh, the one right before half?
Yeah, with a couple seconds left, and the energy in the stadium, everything, that crucial moment, that was my favorite moment in sports that I've ever been a part of. It was pretty cool.
That is way cool. And you've had some pretty cool experiences because you went to it was the Under Armour or Adidas All-American Bowl?
The Under Armour All-American game.
Okay. Yeah. How was that?
That was fun. I battled with some injuries there, but it was such an amazing experience in being able to play with some guys now that I'm watching in the NFL, guys like George Pickens and rotating in with them. It was super cool experience, and it was an honor.
Dude, that's way cool.
Yeah.
That's like not a lot of people get to do that. So how do you get, like, do they just send you obviously I wasn't All-American. I don't know how that works. What did someone call you? Is it a letter in the mail or what?
Yeah. So my experience was a little different it was kind of a voting, like kind of the last two guys in.
Oh, really?
Weren't highly recruited guys. I mean, I was going to BYU. It's not like they're not gonna, put you a 4 or 5 star up there, but they had this little voting thing where, the whole kind of my school and everyone started voting for me to get into the game, and that's how I got in. It was a voting thing, yeah.
I didn't realize that. That's way cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, a couple more questions about football, and then I want to transition a little bit. But you said, like, one of your favorite experiences is just that Baylor game. And I've been to, obviously, Utah State games. I've been to Utah games. I've been to BYU games. Yeah. There's definitely a different feel at BYU games.
For sure.
What does it feel like to score a touchdown at Lavelle?
The crowd, just the noise is unlike anything like I've heard ever. Being on the field, especially, and hearing it from every angle, you get this feeling that I've never felt before. Just kind of like overwhelming. Like I was about to throw up, like, because I was like screaming and hearing like all this noise. It was pretty intense and pretty amazing. And the fans at Lavelle Edwards Stadium they go hard. They're loud. Yeah.
They go hard and they're sober, so they're a little more coherent. It's more impressive that they're going so hard when they are sober.
True.
But
that's true.
That's funny. So what's your favorite part leading up to game day? Like throughout the week, maybe night before. What's your favorite part of that?
I don't really have like a pregame ritual or anything. Nothing that I try to stick to. I really just chill. I try to, before the games, I try to listen to music that is very low key, like super chill. I don't know if anyone's heard of James Taylor before, but
dude, I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna say James the Mormon, and I was like, come on now, we're not going there, are we? But no, James Taylor,
yeah, he's an older guy and very like slow, kind of boring music. I went to one of his concerts, and I was the only one under like 60 years old. Like that's the type of artist he is, and that's what I listen to before games, just to calm down and to get ready, get focused. And there's no really any pump up type hip hop music that I have on my pregame playlist.
Dude, do you ever get pumped up? You seem like you're always just kind of like relaxed and low key.
Yeah, no. I mean, I kind of more inward before the game. I'll psych myself up and get ready to go, but really, I try to stay chill, even on the field.
Right.
Just kind of play it at my pace and my level. That's where I feel like I perform the best.
That's good. Dude, I felt the same way when I was on offense. Mm-hmm. Defense is a little different. I feel like I gotta kind of like
be a
psych
dog.
myself out a little bit.
You're
but when I was on offense, like that was the whole goal, is like be as calm as possible, because like naturally your adrenaline's gonna spike and you're gonna be moving fast. You're gonna be doing what you need to do. Like your reaction time's gonna be there.
It's true.
So like the goal is to just calm myself down as much as possible. I don't have it naturally as much as you do. I'm a little bit more like wired and a little more anxious, but that's really cool.
Yeah.
What do you feel like going into this year? Like, how is your role gonna change? Because I mean, I would imagine it's a different feel. Like when you're coming and you haven't played yet, it's like, okay, I'm trying to earn my spot. I got to prove myself. And I mean, there's always more work to be done, right? But how does your role change on the team this year?
I mean, I think people now look to me as a leader, being a guy that made some plays last year, and with Puka gone and Gunner, those veterans that have performed very well, we're going to have some guys step up. So I feel like those who were able to play last year, me, Keanu Hill, Cody Epps, those guys, we have the opportunity to be leaders. and to be an influence to the young guys, to teach them and help, like, make sure that they're ready as well if something happens. Or so I feel like that's kind of the role change of just being a leader, being able to make plays when they're needed, and to go 100% in everything we do.
Who do you feel like was that for you last year? Like, who did you look up to? Who are you watching in drills, like watching their footwork, little things they did? Did you have something like that last year?
Oh yeah. Puka was the man.
Yeah.
Puka's different. His routes and the way he goes about his love for the game. I've never seen someone be so passionate about a sport before. And Puka just loves playing football, and I feel like that was something that I wanted to have more of and emulate in him, was his passion for the game. So I always, I learned a lot from Puka.
That's way cool.
Yeah.
What do you feel like you enjoy most about football? Like, just the game itself. Like, what is your favorite part of football?
I think the brotherhood is something that's so fun. The guys on the team, we have so much fun, and the fun does come from the small talk in the locker room, making jokes. And
right.
I sit by Isaac Rex and Carter Wheat, so
how,
how those conversations go in the locker room.
They keep you on your toes.
Mason Wake, those guys.
Yeah.
But it's fun. But also when we make plays on the field, and we go and hug each other, give each other high fives, and even with the coaches, it's something that's it's like magical, kind of.
Yeah.
Like the feeling of love and care, like, for something like football. I don't know. It's something that's so fun. I love it.
No, 100%, dude. It's there's something about being on a team and being in that type of environment that you just can't get anywhere else.
No, yeah.
And so, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can enjoy in life, but there's nothing quite like that. So that's super cool. Transitioning out of football.
Yeah.
What are you doing when you're not playing football?
That's hard to say because a lot of it's just football.
When it's your job, it's a job right now. It's 24/7.
Yeah, right now, a lot of football, and then school. Try to get my schoolwork done. I'll go bowling.
Bowling?
Yeah, I love music. I love listening to music. I'm trying to learn the guitar.
Do you play any other instruments?
Just the guitar.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm trying to get better at that. I'm not the best. But little things like that, going out to eat with the roommates. We'll go to Cane's probably twice a week just because we love it. Just little things like that. But mostly it's football, a lot of football.
It's hard to find time in between there, honestly. Like, especially when it is something that you are so passionate about. It's like, you have things you could do outside of football, but at the end of the day, it's like that's what you want to be doing. And so I find the times where I'm looking, like, I'll get like super into golf or super into snowmobiling or whatever it is, like the times where I'm really wanting to do that, I'm less focused on football. And so it's like you have to keep the main thing.
Yeah.
That's very cool. You said bowling. Who's the best bowler on the team? Do you know?
Ooh, I don't know. The guys I go with are pretty good. Tanner Wall, it's a good bowler. Mikey.
What do you shoot?
I'll probably average like 180. I fit 200. That's not bad. Yeah, but it's hard when you go to Miracle Bowl and you have those little crappy bowling balls.
Yeah.
But when I get a good bowling ball and I can shoot around 200.
Yeah. There you go. That's good. I didn't think the 200 is dope. So what are you studying in school?
So I'm going into business.
Okay.
So I'll be in business management. I'll apply this summer. Haven't gotten into it yet. So kind of pre-business right now, and I've enjoyed it. I feel like it'll create some opportunities. If football doesn't work out, or even after football.
I'm assuming your plan is to go to the league, right?
Yeah, for sure.
100%. That's way cool.
Goal.
Right. Dude, I would imagine it's hard to go through all the crap we have to go through if your plan is like if you don't have a bigger end goal in mind, then you're just working out, and now you're just running for the love of the game, and that's not fun.
No, for sure.
What do you have like a specific field in business that interests you?
I feel like not really, to be honest, and I should. like I should have something. But I've been fascinated by, you know, kind of all of them, finance, accounting. I'm taking an IS class right now, and everything's been, you know, fun to learn about. And I feel like just kind of getting abroad, that's why I'm kind of going into business management, to kind of just get like a sense of everything. And then whatever happens, you know, after, the opportunities hopefully will come, and then I can just kind of learn that focus, whatever they want me to do.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What does your dad do for work?
So he's works in sales.
Yeah.
So he works at a carpet manufacturer and kind of sells to other carpet stores. And but a lot of the time he just golfs with clients.
Oh, he's a big golfer, huh?
A big golfer, yeah.
Are you a big golfer?
I like golf. He takes me out a couple times. Yeah, so we go quite a bit, and I'm not the best, but
Hey,
I'll work on it.
like I said, I love golf,
There you
but
go. We'll go sometime.
yeah,
Time.
you know, sometimes you go, you feel good. Most times you go and you feel like crap afterwards. But
Oh, it's
you keep coming back and you keep paying the
I know
$50,
thousands of
but
dollars.
yeah, it's expensive. It's expensive to get good at, for sure. Dude, what's the most challenging part about being a college athlete? Probably for you, it's the girls, right? You're fucking up girls all the time.
Definitely not. No, I think it's just the balance of everything. School, football, dating, you know,
Right.
and just trying to find a good balance of, you know, how much, you know, how can I feel comfortable with everything and still achieve all the goals I have, and, you know, be prepared for when, like, after football, everything, because, you know, things get confusing sometimes. And but I feel like when I keep, you know, God at the forefront, he definitely helps me out and helps me balance everything, and, you know, gives me those promptings of, okay, you need to focus on this more, you need to focus on this more right now. And just life's just up and down, so really being in tune with those spiritual promptings has helped me balance and keep, you know, keep going.
That's very cool. Are you a big schedule guy? Do you have like a schedule that you follow?
Oh yeah, I have a little calendar that I have on my phone, and every hour is really, you know, set out with, I have this interview in my phone right now.
There you
know?
go. I like it. I
So-
like it.
That's kind of, ever since the mission, I've kind of stuck with that.
Yeah, I remember that was when I first learned how to do like a
Yeah, no, same.
like plan something
I
out and like
definitely not.
have a schedule.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, how did I ever make it on time to things without it being in my phone? Like someone's like, hey, yeah, you want to come here on Wednesday? All right,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be there on Wednesday. And somehow I made it there, but I don't know how,
I
because
know.
like now it's like if it's not on my like
Exactly.
calendar, yeah, you won't see me there.
No way.
People ask me, what are
No
you
way.
doing? I don't know. I just got to go look at my phone and figure
Yeah.
out what it is.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
That's funny. So what would you say is the best part about being a college athlete? I mean, obviously the sport, but besides the sport,
Yeah.
like some people love the attention of it. Some people love the camaraderie. Like, what is it for you?
Yeah, and it's not, I think the biggest part that I love is being able to be an influence to others. And, you know, there's a lot of kids that are now watching you on a big stage, and they want to know who you are outside of football. They'll come up to you and get your autograph and do those type of things. And that little, you know, moment that you have with them, they're going to remember for probably the rest of their lives, you know. And so that's what's very exciting for me, and I love that, you know, interacting with the fans, being a good influence to the kids, so they can, you know, have a goal of maybe playing football one day, or even just being a good dude when they grow up. And that's something that I always think about and try to do.
That's super cool. And that's one of the reasons why I enjoy doing this podcast,
Yeah.
is because it allows people to, like you say, like get to know you on a different level and connect with the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm sure there's kids out there who, after a game, you've signed an autograph for him or something, and then
Yeah.
they're like, oh, dude, like Chase Roberts is on a podcast. Like, I
Yeah.
want to go watch it.
No,
And then
for
now they
sure.
get to know you on a different level.
Mhm.
Now they're inspired on a different level, and it's like they feel like they can relate to you. And so I think that's really cool. Did you have like someone that you, like growing up, that you always watched in like college or NFL, I guess, specifically?
Yeah, there's been a lot of athletes. Taysom Hill was one that was just a stud. You could tell he had his life together, you know, and he was a stud football player. And it's cool to see him, you know, have the success that he's been having. I mean, every athlete, you know, you look up to, really, any athlete you meet becomes a role model. And that's why it's cool to be in a position to be a college athlete and to be that role model for some other kids.
For sure. Is there something that you do when you are around kids to try to leave like an impression on them, or is it just being a good guy?
I think just keeping it simple, being a good dude, and giving them the time that they're yearning for, you know, that they want. They just want to meet you. They want a little signature or whatever, and they want you to know their name. And I think when you repeat their name back to them, they're, oh, he knows my stuff, like that. Little things that I try to do, and I feel like it has a good impact.
Dude, that's awesome. Repeating the name back to people, that, like, you don't realize how big of a difference that makes. And I'm so bad at it. Every time I'm like, oh, dude, I'm going to be better at, like, remembering names. Like, I'll have a conversation with someone like, hey, what's up? What's your name? They'll tell me their name. And legit, before the end of the conversation's over, I'm like, dude, I got to ask his name again. Like, I'm so bad at it. So that's definitely something that's on my list of things I need to work on. Yeah. Because on the other end of things, when someone says my name to me, it just makes you feel special. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, what do they say? It's like it's everyone's their own name is their favorite word in the English language.
Oh, for sure.
Something like that. I probably butchered that, but no, it really is. We've talked a lot about the good things of you and like everything you love. Do you have like a pet peeve or something that just drives you crazy that like will put you in maybe a different Chase Roberts that we don't always see?
I mean, the first thing I can think of is when people are just mean. That's a big pet peeve of mine. And then on the other side, I tend to be mean sometimes on the road. I hate when people are bad drivers. So it kind of contradict each other. But no, those are a couple pet peeves that I've always had. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, biggest one being if someone's super rude to someone, like, that just bugs me. Like, just be nice. Like, I don't know.
Right. Shouldn't be that hard, right? No. That's something I need to work on.
No, you're great, dude.
I don't even mean to be. I'm just kind of rude. No, whatever. What's your biggest fear?
Biggest fear? I mean, there's always like that generic answer that I've always given of spiders. Whenever I see a spider, I freak out. Yeah, I don't know why. I think I just told myself, like, when I was young that was my fear.
Yeah.
And it started to become like a real thing. Like, it was something that every time I see one, I freak out and I don't want to be around it. Yeah. Like, I'll go kill it or something, but that's probably.
Hey, you know what they say, though? What you tell yourself is what you become.
Exactly.
Right?
It's a big mental thing.
Your thought, or like the thoughts you put into your mind first, then become your actions and become life. Are you big on like, they call it manifestations or whatever. Are you big on that type of stuff? Like, do you do a lot of that exercise?
Manifestations?
Or just like,
give me a little rundown on.
So like, for example, people who follow me on Instagram know I do the ice bath.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my goal is to see how many days I can go this year without missing. Haven't missed a day yet this year.
There you go.
But one of the things I do when I'm in my ice bath is I just, like, first off is, like, relax, because you freak out when you get in there at first, right? So relax, and then it's, like, I'm just thinking positive thoughts about myself. It's like, okay, so what are my goals? Okay, I'm telling myself I'm already that person.
Okay,
so it's like, I want to be an All-American. Okay, I'm an All-American. Like, I tell myself that over and over again, like 10 times. And so, like, that's an example of, like, manifestation.
Gotcha.
And some people, like, you might do it subconsciously. Some people actively practice that. Do you have anything like that in your schedule or in your routine that you do?
I try to, every morning, I try to, tell myself that, today's the day. Like, today's a great day, and, be happy. There's people that need you. And I feel like that is kind of my manifestation or
for sure.
thing to change my mood to another day, football, like crap, to like another day, like excited, like we get to play football, we get to go to school, we get to, to be around people. And I think that's something little that I've tried to do. And I try to talk to, like, the first person I see, I try to talk to him. in the day, and I feel like that gets me going a lot. So whoever it is, it could be a stranger or buddy. The first person I see that day, I try to make a conversation with, and that really helps.
That's way cool. Yeah. I've never heard anybody doing that. Yeah. And I think you kind of said something very important. It's like we can get caught up in this mundane, is that the word? Mm-hmm. This routine of like same thing every day, right? And I think a lot of people in today's world, I think part of it's probably social media. And I think a lot of people have unrealistic expectations of like, oh, my life isn't this traveling on a jet plane every day somewhere new. It's like my life sucks.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is everybody's gone through the mud at some point. It's like, what advice do you have people who are maybe stuck in that mindset of like, oh, just another day?
Yeah. I think the big part is get off social media. Like stop seeing all these like people, because everyone's going through something.
Yes.
You know, even these people on a private jet, you know, probably might have woke up very sad. Like you never know. And when we get caught up in social media, it's what happens. I've done it before. Everyone, oh crap, like these people are so happy and I'm not. When in reality, everyone's going through something. And I think if you have that mindset of everyone's going through something, then you're okay. Like, okay, then I can go forward and just live life to the fullest, the way I feel the best way to live life is, and it doesn't have to be on a private jet in the morning.
How true is that, though? Everybody's going through something.
It's true.
And it really is crazy. I don't care whether you've got the most money or the least money.
Yeah.
It's like, they say, I'm really bad at quotes. I always have these quotes in my head, but I don't know how to, I don't orchestrate them well. But they say, if you took someone else's problems, you would instantly want yours back. Like everybody's going through stuff.
Exactly.
So, dude, question for you. What do you feel like, if you had to break it down to, you know, just a couple key things, what do you feel like has really gotten you to where you are now?
I'd break it down into just the simple, kind of basic answers of God, my family, and maybe just those two. I feel like just putting those at the top two of when I put them first, and then I'm able to accomplish, you know, what I want to. And they've been always there for me, God and my family.
I think a lot of people think they need to have all these different things to like be successful in life, but the reality of it is, like you just said, you got one or two main things, and one or two priorities. Simple. It's like keep it simple, and everything else falls in line after that. Because if you know you have a family that you're trying to make the right decisions for, now when you go out, you aren't like, you're just going to make the right decisions because you know that's important to you, right? And being a good example to a younger brother, or, you know, making your mom proud, making your dad proud. Exactly. It's like, you don't have to have all these crazy things in your life. And that really, like, that's true with a lot of principles. Like, whether it's working out, you know, you stick to a couple basic movements, you're going to get strong if you just do them enough. Yeah. Right? If you want to get better at something, like you want to get better at reading, just read every day. Like there's not like, I think everybody's always looking for a shortcut or like an easier way out of things. The reality of it is, if you stick to the basics and you keep things simple, 95% of the time it's going to get you where you want to get, as long as you stick to that over and over and over again, and you don't try to cut corners.
Oh, amen.
So I think it's really cool. Dude, here's a question. What is something that people don't know about you? I feel like that's a tough question.
That is a tough question.
I've actually been surprised at how quick both Ben and Isaac answered
that. I know, I'm not going to be as quick
if someone asked me that, I really don't know what I'd say.
Yeah, I have no idea.
There's got to be some hidden talents or something in there.
Crap. Something that nobody knows about me.
Maybe very few know.
I go, I mean, some of my roommates know about this, but I have to go to Crumble every week.
Hey, there you go.
Something you're looking for.
But big
cookies are that's something that I can't live without. I love cookies, kind of my guilty pleasure, and I love just trying all the new ones whenever they come out. I don't know if that's like what you're looking for, but
we're gonna take that exactly.
There we go.
What is? Do you have an all-time favorite flavor they've ever had?
I think I love the cheesecake ones.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with those.
So
oh man,
so like salted caramel cheesecakes up there, even the pie, like key lime pies up there.
That's a good one.
Yeah, there's all the chocolate ones. I just love them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you obviously you got to try the flavors, but if you had to pick one cookie, are you going for one of those flavors or are you going to stick to the basic chocolate chip?
I'll go for the more unique flavors. Yeah. I love the chocolate chip, but I'd rather one of the crazier ones. Yeah.
Dude, I love that. I'm a big crumble guy.
There you go.
But they recently came out with I think they came out with a 6-pack. For a while, it was either you get 1, 4, or 12.
Or big. Yeah, the 6-pack's been
it's nice.
Go-to.
But the problem is they need to come out with like a 2 or a 3-pack. So, Crumble, I'm going to tag you. Okay. If you're watching this, you need to come out with a 2 or a 3-pack. Because the problem is me and my wife go, and this is actually why you guys do it, I know. But there's only 2 of us. And we have to get the 4-pack because 1 cookie isn't enough. And I end up eating 3.5 cookies. So something needs to change. We need to come up with a 2 or a 3-pack. But
we'll call it the crew.
There you go.
How about that? There you go.
Crumble. Need to make it happen. But no, Chase, I appreciate you coming on.
Of course.
It's been a blast. Is there anything else you want to leave Cougar Nation with?
No, that I love you guys, and this has been fun. This has been awesome. Thanks for doing this, and I feel like it'll be an awesome opportunity for fans, little kids to get to know some of the players, all around the state, out of the state, whatever. So it's cool that you're doing this and grateful to be here.
Super cool. Well, I appreciate it. You're a good dude.
Thank you.
Take it easy.